just a bit outside.
And welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Wes Cook.
New place today.
I know, brother. We're on the road.
We are on the road, taking the podcast on the road.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are getting ready to go enjoy ourselves a Carolina Hurricanes game.
Yeah, man, the hotel lobby is full of Red Wings fans.
Let's hope for a Canes win, and we'll just come back talking shit.
I mean, I give two shits about whoever wins tonight, but yeah.
I guess if I'm going to say I'm a hockey fan, it's going to be a Canes fan, I guess.
No, it's fine. I get that. I mean, I would definitely prefer the Hurricanes to win. You know, they're more of the local team for us.
Yeah.
2 hours away, of course.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Detroit's fans are traveling well. I saw someone with a Lions jersey on down there.
Me too.
I was like, yep, got to support right now for sure.
As they should, man. As they should.
Dude, now they got it right now. That good win last weekend over the Rams. It was very close. It was a good game. It was a very good game.
Crazy part about it, that was the best game of the entire football slate.
It was, yeah, because the other games were a little out of hand.
Oh, yeah. All the way around.
All the way around. Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah.
I mean, just.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
What?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. And I said it last week. We were going to lose.
I wasn't even going to pick on you. I was just saying the rest of them were all out of hand.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
But since you brought it up, I will say that it looked like the Eagles quit.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around the 12-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, no, they gave up, dude.
I'll give you a little more time. I was just joking about that. But, you know.
the defense tried. They were giving it the old college try even after the first after halftime.
Yeah.
But when Bradbury missed that tackle, it was over.
Yep.
It was awful, and Bradbury is trash. I don't know what else you could say. He can't tackle for shit. Like, there's high school players that tackle better than Bradbury.
Well, the problem is, and I say this across the board, DBs are not really known for their tackling ability.
I don't care. You're a professional athlete. He's supposed to be one of the top flight corners, not like, a top 10, top 15 corner in the league, and you can't tackle? Come on, man.
I mean, to be honest, Primetime was never known as a tackler.
Yeah, I just at least tried to do the basics, because you know what they teach you in Pop Warner and in middle school and high school is how to tackle. And you tackle below the waist. You pull them down by the legs. You don't try to hit them up high and then wrap them up high and pull them down. That's not going to work. Especially against other professional athletes.
That's how you get drugged down the side.
He didn't even get drugged. He fell right off the guy. It was embarrassing. Like it's like the coach in Letterkenny. He's like, man, fucking embarrassing.
Yeah,
fucking embarrassing.
Soriano come in the locker room at halftime kicking trash.
Yeah, he's kicking trash cans and shit. Hell yeah. But no, man, that's what it felt like. It's just. I knew we were going to come out and lay an egg. The way we'd been playing the last 6 weeks prior to that, actually, the entire year. I mean, we just got by on talent alone, and then it just kind of imploded. Somewhere in that locker room or something behind the scenes, something crazy happened, and that team just went down the drain. You can't, and it's bad when the announcers start comparing Baker Mayfield to fucking Tom Brady.
Yeah, that I don't know how you make that comparison. But
I mean, he looked like Tom Brady in that game because the defense was so bad.
Mayfield played well.
Yeah,
he's played well all year.
No, he's played pretty solid all year, but getting comparisons to Tom Brady is very funny.
No.
That means that's how bad your defense is. When you get a guy like Baker Mayfield, a career journeyman at this point.
You say that, but Carolina did him kind of dirty.
It's fine. I think he's in a good situation. We've praised Baker pretty much all year.
Yeah.
And I will say Tampa Bay's defense was pretty legit. They had Jalen shook, man. So
that was probably the worst I've seen your offensive line look.
No, everybody looked bad. They weren't bringing back extra blockers. They weren't changing the play at the line. It was awful. I mean, Jalen basically looked like a rookie quarterback out there, and I would like to find out what happened to that MVP caliber guy we had last year. But it is what it is. Birds lost. Thank God this fucking dreadful season's over, and we can focus on Howie's season come April. Yeah. See how Howie Roseman can turn this thing around.
Yeah, I read another article this week. They were talking about things that the teams that lost could do, and they were talking about, Howie actually going out and signing your weakest position, your linebackers. And The first thing they started talking about was taking what's his name? Freddie Lulu from Carolina, which I'm pretty sure that's the same thing you guys did with Hassan Reddick too. You guys are just using the Panthers and the Titans as like a farm system. Hey, we'll just take all your best players.
Yeah, I mean, we could take all the best players we want, but if we got no one to coach them or draw up a scheme worth of shit, man, we're going to look like that. There's too much talent on that football team to be that bad. So we look probably worse than the Panthers. I mean, the fact that, look at it this way, the Bucs went on the road to Carolina and won 9-0. 9-0.
Yeah.
That was a 9-0 game. We got shellacked by Tampa. It is awful. Awful.
Just goes to show you how good of a coach maybe Shane Steichen was.
No, I agree with you. I mean, he was the play caller. He designed the game plans, everything. And the Colts are very fortunate with who they got now as a head coach. For sure. They could look at the future and be excited because they know that guy's actually going to be able to draw up a game plan and use it offensively. Of course, with the right pieces and everything, but neither here nor there. Let's move on. It's awful. I will say your boys dismantled Dallas, and I couldn't have enjoyed it anymore. It was so sweet to see playoff Dak back.
Oh, man. I watched that game, and I was stoked every second of it. And what I'm about to say is something that I haven't said all year, because I was very skeptical about the whole Jordan Love thing to begin with. Because I think
everybody was.
I went into it as, just their legacy, just their history with quarterbacks. I mean, you've got 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play. And, having your next guy just come in and become a star player. It looked really rough at the beginning of the year. After week 4 or week 5, it looked really, really rough. But, man, Jordan Love's turned into a player. I think he's got it. And then they're so young, too.
Well, that's the thing. This team is young. If you go on the road to San Francisco and take an L, which you in all likelihood will.
You're playing with house money.
Yeah, exactly. Because you got next year and, the next 3 or 4 years. And the funny thing is we all thought it was stupid that they extended Jordan Love prior to this season. And now look at the discount you got on this guy.
Well, they only extended him. They essentially paid him for 1 year, but they paid him just a hair more than what 1 year, 2 years, but they only paid him a hair more over what his option would have been. It was just a little more.
Yeah, but what you have him on contract for 3 more years. Rather than coming in after this year, dude asking to get paid? Come on.
Well,
Come on.
That's the... Yeah. I mean, honestly, I probably would have just picked up his option and let him play this year and let him play next year and see how it goes.
Yeah, you don't want to come across a Geno Smith scenario.
Yeah.
But this guy's young. This guy's played with a lot of great players, and he's finally getting into a groove. He's finding himself as a quarterback in this league, and he's doing it really well. I'm stoked for him, man. For as much shit as that guy's gotten, and just a lot of non-believers in him. I mean, us included.
Me included. I'm a Packers supporter.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I totally expected him not to be good because you weren't hearing anything. You weren't seeing anything.
No, because you weren't hearing anything out of camps. You weren't hearing anything about this guy in practice looks so phenomenal.
Yeah, you didn't hear that at all.
And then in the beginning of the year, the struggles, and it was a tough go around for him, but he really settled in. And I don't know, man. It's like he bought into the coaching, and then everybody around him bought into him. I would like to know what kind of leader this guy is in the locker room, because I feel like he's got it, and he's showing it right now. And I know it's a long shot, but man, if this guy goes to San Francisco and gets a W, can you imagine?
Fantastic. Be awesome.
That would be ridiculous.
Awesome. The likelihood of that happening is...
I would love it, man. Honestly,
I'd be ecstatic.
Two teams I wanted to take L's in this playoff is definitely San Francisco and Dallas. So if Green Bay knocks off both of them, by all means, I'll continue to support the Pack.
Well, you were talking about wanting to know what kind of leader Jordan Love is. I've read stuff, and I've also seen stuff where, he had, offensive meetings at his house. He invites the entire offense over.
That's awesome.
To watch film, and he caters food. And
see, that guy's got it. I like it.
Even, invites defensive guys, too.
Good.
And I'm like, that's what a leader should do.
Exactly.
That's what a leader should do. I mean, I can't imagine Brock Purdy doing that, inviting everybody over to his apartment with his roommate.
He lives in San Francisco, dude. Well, actually, no, he doesn't. He probably doesn't.
He probably doesn't.
They don't play in San Francisco.
Yeah. It's not far from San Fran. What, 45 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, but it's still outside of San Francisco. Anyways.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott showed back up in his true form. And the pick six was so sweet. Just watching it go down. I watched it with a couple of my buddies who are also Birds fans. And, I mean, that L that Dallas took, it was great. It was so great. It was because you knew the Birds weren't going anywhere because we saw what happened. There was no way you got an overnight fix there. So you just root for the teams you don't want to win. And that, of course, that's the one. And just seeing that Dallas team again is like, yes, I just knew it. It's the same shit every year, and it is fan-fucking-tastic.
Well, I mean, you had playoff Dak show up. You have game planning Mike McCarthy show up, which, as a Packers fan, I have plenty of experience with that too.
Right, yeah.
Granted, he did get us a Super Bowl, but he
had Aaron Rodgers.
He wasted a Hall of Fame quarterback's pretty much career.
Yep.
So, I mean, I get it all. It's just, I think for me, the best part about watching that game was watching Dallas fans leave at halftime.
They're so good. So good.
Leaving at halftime, just mad.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the video, you know how it is.
The videos of all the TVs that got broken.
Oh,
man, Best Buy sold out. Best Buy had a record sales day the next day after everybody calmed down and was pissed off that broke their TV.
I get mad, but I have never been mad enough to take it out on my TV.
No.
Ever.
I've thrown my hat. I've punched something. I've never even punched a hole in the wall. Surprising. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten upset. I haven't done anything that was so destructive that it was, a $2,000 just punch.
Yeah,
or
fuck
swing.
this.
Yeah, nah, haven't. And what did the TV do to you? He
didn't make Dallas suck.
Yeah, the TV didn't make Dallas suck. Dak made Dallas suck.
Dude, everything made Dallas suck.
They were awful.
Everything. It was awful. Green Bay punched them right in the face. When they won the coin toss and said, we're going to take the ball, and then marched right down the field and scored on them.
Yep.
And then it looked like it might have been okay for a second because they punt the second drive, and then they had 5 straight score drives.
Sick, dude.
Just Come on.
I loved it.
6 out of 7 of their first drives were scored. Touchdowns. Boom.
Loved every second of it. Oh, it was so sweet.
But anyway,
But Dallas is keeping Mike McCarthy for another year. Okay. Definition of an insanity is keep doing the same shit and expecting a different result. Guess what happened next year? Dallas will win a bunch of games in the regular season, and they'll take an L early in the playoffs.
Dallas,
so go ahead and get ready for the same shit.
It'll be 11 or 12 wins and first round exit.
Yep. Maybe get to the divisional round.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What else? Who else played last week? What else we got on?
Well, you had that freezing ass game in Kansas City.
Yeah, that was a terrible game.
Yeah, it was for you.
I did, man. I expected more.
The Dolphins can't play the cold. Come on.
Hey, man, I was just hoping. I wanted to do something against the grain. Give me a break.
Well, it cost you a beer chug.
Yeah.
Now you got 2. You owe me 2.
Yeah, I know.
Good thing there's this little gas station right across the street from us.
Yeah, I know. We wouldn't got chug beers, so you know.
But hey, who's supporting you and doing one with you?
I know you're going to do one with me, but at the same time, it just sucks.
I know. My dumb ass forgot my laptop, so we couldn't stream.
I know. But,
yeah, this thing's not even going to get loaded until tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah,
no,
it's all good.
But
all good.
Yeah, I got the 25-ounce natural light. Shout out to my boy Scott, lives next door. My man drinks these like fucking water. And I've had my fair share of them over at his house.
I worked with a guy who was a natty guy.
Yeah.
And I mean like a natty guy. Like if we went out and the bar didn't have natty, he was leaving.
Damn.
Like he was that guy.
Man. I mean, come on. He can get Bud Light. It's the same thing.
I get it, but he wanted natty. Like he straight up was that guy. They were like, there was bars that he went to and like he knew the people and they were like, hey, we'll make sure we'll have it just for you.
Damn.
And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I was a Keystone guy back in my college days. I got that from my little brother. Ryan was a big supporter of the $4 12-packs of Keystone.
I bet.
Hey, man, when you're broken in college, I get it. But, man, Keystone, all it is Coors Light in a dented can.
Yeah, that's all it is, buddy.
Yeah, you'll never find a perfect Keystone can.
Nope,
not happening.
Every can is flawed.
It's like, oh, that can got a little dented. Oh, send it down the Keystone line.
Yep. That's it. Oh man. Let's see.
Well, let's do these beer chugs. Thank you, Kansas City, for more than even covering. It was fantastic. I just took a money line.
Yeah, man.
And they covered.
I wanted to be something. Like I said, I wanted to see something different.
Sub-zero weather out there, man. That's fucking ridiculous.
Mike McDaniels looked like
he was not ready for it.
He just looked
his capri pants or capri sweatpants were not appropriate for that weather at all.
He looked like my daughter in the cold, like just bundled up and all you could see is this little red nose, and he's like, it's so cold.
And Andy Reid's like, I was made for this shit. You know how long it took me to get this fat and build all this insulation?
The walrus.
I love the walrus, man.
The walrus.
Mad love to him.
Oh, I like Andy Reid. Andy, I not to change subject too hard, but there was some talk that like Andy Reid may retire.
I mean, he's getting close to that age. I mean, he's put in a lot of years. I mean, he's over 20 years as a head coach at this point. So
and been a very productive head coach.
Oh no, he's successful. Successful. I just hate he couldn't get it done in Philly because Philadelphia loves that man.
Yeah. And
well,
it wasn't that it was a bad breakup. It was just time for a change. It was time for a change.
Everybody needs a reset button. Yeah. Reset button for sure. Yeah. Well, let's do these chugs real fast, and then we'll dive into this Kansas City Dolphins game and what won me this. And for some reason, I'm still doing a chug, but maybe it's just because I support you and your awful bets.
Well, I mean, you did take the Rams to cover.
I did do that. Yeah, they covered.
That's a weak bet.
They covered.
Cheers,
you and your Yingling. I don't know why you want to chug that shit, but all right. Woo! That one is mighty ice cold. But
Where's our Burt fan? He would have liked that one.
I was holding mine back.
No, I ain't holding it back. I'm done. No.
Yikes.
I'm not a big beer chugger in the first place. So, like, oof.
That's because you're a pansy.
I'm not, well, you're really the only person I drink beer with. So,
That's what I'm here for. Drink beers.
drink beers.
Yeah, so how about this? We hit the car after dropping the dog off. And I'm like, is that bourbon? Why does it smell like bourbon in my car, in my truck? And you're like, oh, that's because I just took a shot. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's in my pocket. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. No offer to the driver.
Hey, man, it's right there.
Yeah, barely. Yeah, he
Have a
left.
Dude, look at that little tiny bottle. What do you expect?
No, I get it.
I bought the
man.
baby bottle.
Yeah,
and I bought it yesterday of all gotten. And then you left at your house by yourself to go run a few errands. And I'm just, yeah.
Might as well get started.
Yeah.
I had to go pick up Kate from school and all that good stuff. So,
I got you.
but we here.
We here.
Yeah,
I'll buy drinks later. We'll be fine.
you're damn right. You buy drinks.
We'll be fine. Oh, man. I got to win one of these chug bets. I'm tired of chugging.
Why? I don't know why he did the Yingling. That was a bad move.
I like it.
I went with the pure glass of water.
Shit, if I wanted that, I'd have gotten Miller Lite.
Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light, Natty Light, Keystone Light, all water.
Yeah. That's their
It's
hydrating
all-
beers.
I mean, they are super light pilsners. I mean, but I gotta tell you, man, this Natty Lights tasted really good. I hope they have these at the stadium. I will pound some of these bad boys.
I don't remember what we drank last year in the stadium.
We had all the different craft beers that I could go find while we were walking around.
Yeah.
A lot of Raleigh. What is it? Was it Raleigh Brewing or R&D Brewing? Or
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that.
I think they're like the big craft brewer sponsor for the Hurricanes. So there's a lot of that there.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fun. I hope the game is as fun as it was last year with the 5-0 blowout of the Blue Jackets.
Look at the bottom line of this. Crazy to say Brock Purdy is the worst QB remaining in the playoffs.
It's not.
It's not crazy. I want to touch on that, but let's get through the other parts because we're not going to have a long episode today. Yep. We got to make it and go pregame a little bit inside the stadium and sit down and, catch the national anthem.
Yeah. Still got to Uber it up and stuff too. So,
all right, cool. So Kansas City found their playoff stride, really.
They found their stride, but it really helped that you've got, hey, let's put the fastest team on earth and let's put them in a freezer.
No, it definitely helped them.
Oh, yeah.
It was very beneficial to Kansas City all the way around.
Absolutely.
You're not going to be the fastest team anymore because it's so frigid out there. And, the way Pacheco runs, it's kind of like a little mini beast mode.
He's a hard runner for what looks like a small guy.
Yeah, but my man will punch a motherfucker in the mouth.
Yeah.
And he will, what is it? No, run through a motherfucking face. That's what Marshawn Lynch said.
Yeah.
So, but that's how he runs. And that was very beneficial to Kansas City. Everything was opened up. Guys were catching footballs. Maybe it just needs to stay cold.
That was the biggest surprise for me is guys were catching footballs.
Yeah, because I'm not catching footballs when it's fucking freezing. You're like, hell no. You saw guys out there like, I'm not tackling.
You know that football was hard as a rock, bro.
And your fingers don't just can't bend. They're just like you're running out there with Chubbs' hands from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Some of the best shots were some of the Dolphins like sidelines when they're all on the bench sitting there, the heated one, and they've all got like blankets and stuff all over them. Look like they were having some big snuggle sleepover on the bench or something. Like,
grown ass men under a blanket together.
That's what it looked like. It's 100% what it looked like. It's like, dang. And what Kansas City gets to do is they get rewarded to go sit in the same kind of weather again.
Yeah, no, even if they were at home, it's gonna be the same. So it's like,
but there is a difference. There is a difference. I found this out this week. The Bills are the only NFL stadium that doesn't have a heated field.
Oh,
Like
so
every
the
other,
snow will stand.
well, it will if it snows, but or unless they shovel it out. But like even Kansas City's field, like as cold as it was, the field was still 40 degrees.
Oh,
The
wow.
turf itself was 40
Damn,
degrees.
I would have been laying on that shit.
It had been warmer than the air, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I've been laying down on it and be like, come on, warm me up.
Been like that little kid with a blanket in the vent when you were little.
Yeah,
Throw
exactly.
it over there and, ah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, Buffalo's field is not that way. Their new stadium will have that.
Oh, yeah.
The old stadium does not. So when it gets, when it's.
I'm just wondering, like, these cold weather teams, when you're building a new stadium, why wouldn't you go dome?
I don't know.
I mean, I appreciate the old school aspect to it and playing games out and all the elements, but this day and age, and professional athletes, you want to protect them and all this shit. And I mean, even you talk about gambling and all that. It's weird to keep shit out in the elements,
Well, dude, I mean, we were talking about it on the way up here. We were talking about dome stadiums and why more college teams don't play in it. And you're not going to lose the atmosphere.
Yeah, so what did we say? 3 Division I teams?
3 Division I teams.
Playing a dome. And you came off one off the top of your head. That was cool. I mean, I didn't think about it, but Syracuse is one.
It took me a second, but I got there.
That's a good one. And the other two are kind of obvious. It was just like, oh. Well, no, one is obvious. The other one was like, oh, I forgot that. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't forget. I was just like, because I played NCAA 2014, and I played as the Idaho Vandals, and they were outside.
They were outside, yeah.
Yeah, they were definitely outside.
Yeah, but I don't know why they don't. But I mean, I can see my Packers are one of those same teams that it's the history of the stadium. It's like Soldier Field, the same way.
No, just let it snow. I mean, Philly even gets snow.
Yeah.
You saw that snow game that Shady had. Speaking of Shady's on the TV.
Shady.
But yeah, it's just those types of games, and I get it. And it's just the tradition of football, I guess.
I mean, look at the Tuck Rule game. I mean, that was in the snow.
It was.
I mean, I actually like watching the snow games.
No, they're fun. They're fun. The Jets
sloppy.
played one in the last week, and it's so good. Yeah. And I don't even want to watch the fucking Jets.
It was Jets in New England. It was a terrible game,
No
but it was sloppy and snowy.
Jets. Yeah. So,
but anyway.
Other game, Rams, Detroit.
Fantastic game.
Fantastic.
Best game of the entire weekend.
It was a 1-point game, and it really could have just the Rams could have won that thing. And here, I'm glad the Rams lost, and I'll tell you why. Because had the Rams won and the Packers had won, if the Eagles would have won, they would have got a home game in the next round. And losing in just such shitty fashion in Tampa Bay would have pissed me off even more, knowing what we had for ourselves, and we just fucked it all up.
Yeah, you would have got a home game if the Rams would have won.
Yep.
Because you guys would have been the next highest seed.
Yeah, we've been the 5, and because 6 and 7 would have won.
Yep.
And that would have been the first time in all postseason postseason history that all 3 lower seeds won.
Yep. Yeah. Ah, man. Glad it didn't happen.
No, I bet.
I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference for us. If we won, I mean, we were going to play San Fran anyway, so it didn't matter.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, so it didn't really matter.
It didn't matter for us.
Yeah.
It would have mattered for you guys. You guys would have got the Rams at home.
No, that would have been way better than going on the road and playing Detroit. Anyways.
Yeah.
That Sam Bradford, Jared Goff matchup was awesome.
You mean Matt Stafford, Jared Goff?
What'd I say?
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford? What am I thinking?
I don't know, bro. You're a little old on that one.
I should be chugging beers right now. Holy fuck, Sam Bradford?
Yeah. Came out of your mouth.
Stafford, Sam Bradford, blah, blah. Whatever. They rhyme.
Who made more money?
Definitely Bradford.
I don't know. By now, it's probably been Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford might have. Yeah, why did I say Sam Bradford?
I don't know, man.
That came out of left field, too. That is I haven't even thought about Sam Bradford in a long time.
Yeah. Well,
Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, awesome awesome duel, man.
It was. It was a very good, very entertaining game.
Well, you had defense on both sides of the ball, or both for both teams, and then offensively, they still had big spurts, big plays, things that kept it exciting, things close. And that was probably the best first round game.
It was fantastic.
It was good.
As far as the games that were played, it was.
And I got kind of intoxicated during that one. I went to my buddy's house and we watched the Cowboys and Packers game before that. And at the end of the game, we were all stoked and we were splitting beers and everything. And then the next game came on and my buddy Josh is just like, yeah, man, I'm just going to stay up and watch the next game if you want to hang out. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm off on Monday. All right, let's go. I just sat there and we drank. I got kind of fucked up. Thank God I Ubered home.
Yeah, man, the football games, I watched all of it. And, dude, my Monday and Tuesday just were terrible for me. And it wasn't that I was drinking or anything like that. It was just I was up till midnight, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, watching games.
And I got up at
sucks.
5:30, and I'm just like, God.
I mean, you could have gone to bed early on Monday night.
I could have.
Why are you watching the whole damn thing? It was an embarrassment.
I couldn't. I don't know what it is. I hear lately I've had a problem going to bed in the middle of a game.
You just wanted to wait till the very end and send me a text and be like, yeah.
You're lucky I didn't.
I know.
I behaved myself.
Because
I started to send you every one of the Instagram reels and memes that I sent you about the Cowboys the day before. Within 20 minutes, it was the same ones with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. We deserve every bit of it. We deserve all the criticism. We deserve all the bullshit and hate back and forth.
The best one was
honestly, the team was just trash and yeah.
The best one was the Toy Story one where it was Dak and Jalen Hurts faces on top of the toy. Saying, you know what your problem is? You're just like me. Trash.
Trash. Well, I saw the Spider-Man one where they're pointing at each other.
Yeah.
It was Jalen Hurts' head and Dak Prescott. It's just like, there we are. We're the same.
For that one weekend, it's the same.
It was. And honestly, man, it's more, we're not the same. And if you want to look at it as like fan bases, because Dallas fans just have this expectation every year and they go in and let themselves down. I'm in the middle of the year and I know when we're trash. I know after that Arizona game, I checked out. I didn't have any expectation for the rest of the year. I was in on that Arizona game because I was like, all right, we're going to turn around. All right.
Nope.
We're going to
turn it around.
We didn't know. We made it worse. Things got worse. They progressively went downhill.
And what'd you guys?
And I mean, we're ranting about this again. Let's not. I can.
No, you're ranting.
I'm ranting.
You're
yes,
ranting.
Yes, you're just enjoying me ranting. You're like you're just feeding me. You're just like, here's more. Let's keep talking about this shit. Thanks, Steve. It's like fucking.
Yeah, but I could be in the same position next weekend. So
you won't be though. You just said you're playing with house money.
Yeah.
You don't have expectations of winning next week, but you want to be competitive. And hey, guess what? You're in the divisional round. Why not be all in on your team that looks good?
I know. They looked real good.
They did. And the thing is, you did that to Dallas at home, but you could certainly do it to San Francisco. Catch them off guard, and they'll just be like, oh, what was it you saw earlier?
I saw the thing
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan, and they asked him when he started game planning for Green Bay, and he was pretty much like halfway through the second quarter.
He's like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, they're up 21-0. Switch everything up, guys.
Dude,
Quit game planning for Dallas.
I expected it to be better. I honestly didn't expect it to go that way. I don't think anyone did.
No, there's not one person that said.
Anybody did.
I guarantee you, LaFleur didn't even say, my game plan's so good that we're going to smash.
Well, you know what? His game plan was so good, they smashed.
They did. No, props to him.
Yeah. All right. The last game. The Bills and why am I having a brain fart on who they played?
Well, we're forgetting Houston and Cleveland.
Well, yeah.
Let's go to Houston and Cleveland while you think about who the Bills played.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I'm not going to tell you now.
I'll get it in a second. You'll just leave me alone.
Anyways, Houston looked phenomenal. And the Cleveland defense that we came to know
didn't show up.
Did
not show up at all. And
then,
shocked.
they made Flacco look like the guy, the old man he is. And, so it had to come back to reality at some point. It was not going to stay the same.
Yeah,
it was
you
not.
look at Flacco's numbers for the game, they weren't bad.
They weren't awful.
It was the fact that frickin' Cleveland defense couldn't stop anybody.
No, CJ Stroud was having a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. I mean, at one point, what was he in?
Oh, shout out to CJ Stroud. He is the reason I did not finish dead last in fantasy football. Actually,
yeah.
I finished 7th place. I'm not mad.
Yeah. I didn't finish last. That's all that mattered for me. I didn't care. I was worried about it for a second. Then when I saw I got a bye in the first round of the
You're like, free and clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyways.
No Hooters for me.
No, Houston just dominated, and it was crazy. I was at the bar and watching it, and it was the beginning of the game, and you're kind of just in there. It's getting started, and it starts off like any other football game, a little back and forth. And then I think I turned away for a little bit.
And you turned around.
It's
and
like
Houston
15 minutes, and Houston was up 2 scores. I was like, what did I miss?
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about Green Bay being young and up and coming. Houston has a lot of that same stuff.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of the same stuff. And, man.
If they continue to draft well, you already know you got a coach in there. And I've always been a huge advocate of DeMeco Ryans because he played with the Birds, and it just through coaching and his enthusiasm and the passion that man played the game with and coaches the game with, like that's that guy. I would love to have that man as my head coach. And maybe one day it'll happen, but he's in a really, really good situation right now with a lot going for him.
You want to hear something crazy about that game? I read this afternoon too. By beating Cleveland.
Yep.
They actually moved up in the draft because they actually have Cleveland's first round draft.
Nice. Well done.
For the Deshaun Watson trade.
That was probably the motivation.
I mean, they still probably got 2 first round picks sitting there, but man.
Nah,
good on them.
CJ Stroud looks like that dude.
He does.
Good for him,
he
man.
He does.
Good for him. We trashed all these quarterbacks in this past draft, but this guy's definitely proven me wrong. And I love it for him, man. He definitely deserves it because that man, he worked. See it. He worked. He's gone through it this year. He worked through some early struggles, especially, that first game. Everybody's like, oh, that's what we expected. I probably got on this podcast after that week. I was like, yep.
Oh, dude, after that first week, you and I said all the right things about the quarterback. I think the only one we were kind of scratching our heads about, like Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, exactly.
Game. And we're like, yeah, let's see. And that might have just been a flash.
Then we're like, oh, is this Cam Newton?
Yeah, that's what it looked like for a second.
So we'll see.
But Stroud,
he'll be back next year. But Stroud is that dude.
He is. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it
Good for him.
lot. Good on them for
So, do you remember who the Bills played? They're in the same division as Cleveland.
Oh, they
Mike Tomlin.
Oh yeah, they played the Steelers. Shit, I don't know how I couldn't remember that. Dude.
I don't know. The Steelers got ass whooped too.
Yeah, let me tell you why I can't remember because the Steelers are an afterthought.
Yeah,
when you're starting Mason Rudolph in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, the fact they got there with Mason Rudolph.
Props to Mike Tomlin, for Christ's sakes.
The Coach of the Year candidate. I mean, we know it's DeMeco Ryans.
It has to be DeMeco
Ryans. But you want runner-up, Mike Tomlin's right there for sure.
Actually, you want runner-up, in my opinion, it's Stefanski.
Stefanski's a good one too. Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Stefanski's, yeah.
Considering they drug a guy off the couch
Yeah.
and still made the playoffs.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, an old man off the couch.
I mean, I'm not that much older than Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I think me and Flacco are the same age. It's like, damn.
But I mean, yeah, it's like those two guys. But yeah, no, man. That game was Buffalo turning around halfway through the season.
No,
when they fired Ken Dorsey.
I said last week, Buffalo Bills are the most dangerous team in the playoffs right now.
You have been saying it.
I would not want to play that team. Nope. And the fact that they came from non-existent, struggling to make the playoffs and got a 2 seed.
To win their division and get a 2 seed.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, man. Like, a lot of luck and other shit had to happen for them to get there. But, I mean, they did what they had to do to correct themselves.
Yeah.
And look at them now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cheering for the Bills, man. I would love for the Bills to finally get over it and
that fan base.
They deserve it, man.
They deserve one.
They deserve one.
I mean, honestly, they should already have one, but they deserve.
Well, they had 4 shots in a row.
That's here's the thing that drives me crazy about that, and I'm sorry about going on this tangent.
No, go. Man.
But it literally, you talk about great teams in NFL history,
and
you look at all these Super Bowl winners. Those Buffalo Bill teams from the 90s,
good.
They were good.
Yeah.
No other team has gone to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, but none of them lost 4 in a row.
None of them lost 4 in a row, but nobody else has gone to 4.
I will say the NFC was stacked in those days.
Yeah.
And then when you're talking about the Giants, the 49ers, and the Cowboys during that time,
yes,
it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Just think about those teams, though. Go back and just look at those teams. All phenomenal.
I mean, they were great.
Yeah.
They were great. And
the Bills just were in the
they just ran into monsters.
Yeah,
they should have probably beat the Giants.
Yes, they should have. But I mean, there's still monster ass teams that, historically great.
Yeah.
And if they would have been there just, 4 years earlier, 4 years later, maybe that would have been their time. It's kind of like any player that played during Michael Jordan's era. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Imagine the Houston Rockets team would have no titles if Michael Jordan never retired.
Oh, I agree. I have no doubt the Bulls would have won eight in a row.
They would have.
I have no doubt.
Yeah, duh.
Because
that team
they might
together.
have they never. Here's the thing: they never really even floundered through the regular season.
No,
they just
they dominated.
Once they got that move and they got in that mode and started winning, it was boom, boom, boom. We're going to dominate. We're going to win. We want to win. We want to win every game. Jordan's playing every game. You don't see these new guys doing that.
Tangent.
My bad.
Talking about football.
I know.
I was just comparing it to the Jordan era, and you guys start talking about Jordan.
I'm just saying that's what it was, though.
No, it's all good. That's what we do. That's what this podcast is about. Tangents. Lead me down the next road, please.
All right.
It's like start talking about how bad the Birds are. Oh, Wes is off.
Well, anyway, back to the Bills Steelers. Game was pretty non-competitive.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think.
No, I mean, there's not much to really talk about it. The Steelers, they couldn't tackle. They look like the Eagles out there. Pennsylvania just doesn't know how to tackle, apparently.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So let's dive into these games. We're up against it. We got about probably maybe 15 more minutes, so we can get actually 7 minutes. Let's see if we wrap it up in 7. All right, first game of the weekend: Texans at Ravens. Ravens are your best in league record. What were they? 13-4. Yeah, 13-4.
13-4.
Yeah. So they are a 9.5 point favorite at home. After watching the Texans last week, though, and knowing, I feel like, don't you feel like Cleveland's defense is better than the Ravens' defense?
I do feel like Cleveland's defense is better than the Ravens'
when they are peaking. Now, Cleveland definitely wasn't peaking last week.
No, they were not.
Houston took advantage of it and did what they had to do. 9.5 is a huge spread, and you got that in 2 games because you got it in the other game too. But this one's kind of crazy. Man, just
I
want to take that away from Houston? Just that energy they got. I will say, I mean, you let Houston rest up, and no Mark Andrews tomorrow. Just got that across the feed.
Yep. I took in my pick. I took Baltimore -9.5. I took it. And it's not knocking Houston.
I mean,
I just don't think they're there yet.
No, I get that. I get it. But 9.5, that's a big ass fucking spread.
Dude, you're looking at the guy that jumps all over big spread.
I know you do. I mean, Grambling.
I'm just saying I do. Dude, it was,
for those that don't know,
it was plus 55.
You still lost that bet.
That was the whole point. It was ridiculous. It was plus 55.
Yeah. So, all right, you're getting probably the MVP.
I don't think it's probably. I think Lamar's got it.
I mean, he should. Honestly, the dude has been playing lights out. We talked about his ability to throw and read defenses and just, be able to make those plays that he wasn't able to do before. And this year he's kind of corrected it, especially when they put a little bit of talent around him. You give him. I mean, I know he's he's not saying washed is fucked up, Wes. OBJ's not washed, but putting an older OBJ out there, a guy that's dynamic still and makes still good catches, and you have Bateman, and then
Zay Flowers has looked
fantastic. They went and drafted a guy in the first round for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got Bateman last year,
and then
Flowers this year.
Who's their running back that got hurt? Oh, why is that losing my mind right now?
Dobbins?
Was it Dobbins? Yeah.
Dobbins got hurt early.
Yeah, early, yeah.
Well, dude, I mean, all their running backs have been hurt. They're on like running back 7 or 8 or some crazy number.
But just imagine. It's kind of like when we talked about Cleveland, if they had Nick Chubb this year. It's like, oh. So it's the same thing with the Ravens. As good as they are, I mean, it's overcoming the diversity that they've been faced with. So I understand, like, the Ravens are definitely my favorite to win it all. And I don't even, like, after they beat the shit out of San Francisco in San Francisco, it's like, can you do that to the same team twice in a year? Probably not.
That's where I'm at with it.
I honestly don't want to see Baltimore and San Francisco in the final because I don't want San Francisco anywhere near it. Go Pack, go.
Me either. I'm all about the Pack.
I know. I'm messing with you. I know. So I think ultimately I do think the Ravens are going to win, but this is a playoff game, playoff atmosphere. I know Houston's young. You've got a young coach. All this, everything's against them, but they've been defying all odds all year.
I get it. But my whole thing is
I'll take Houston in the points.
I'm going the other way. Like I said, I went the other way.
Beer chug bat.
If that's what it has to be.
Well, this is where we did this. I know, obviously, but you know what? You're the kiss of death right now. You're 0-3.
I am.
But this one's against the spread. So fortunately, that doesn't mean the Ravens can't move forward.
They can't move forward. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's right.
You got the Ravens in points at 9.5.
Yeah.
9.5.
Yeah.
I'm clarifying that. So when I go back and listen to this later, I'm like, what did I bet a beer on?
No, dude, I've got it saved. I always take pictures of all my slips.
No, I know you did. It's good. All right, I'm gonna take the Texans -9 or plus 9.5.
I just feel like they're a year away, 2 years away from.
Sure, I feel like this game's going to be competitive.
I think they played great all year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're very lucky to be where they're at.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Jacksonville had to essentially lay a turd like they did in the last game of the season.
They did.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. I like the way they're playing. They're playing with energy. They have an identity now.
They have young energy, and that's what's great.
And they have an identity now. So give me that. Let's. There's our beer chug of the day or the week. Next game on Saturday is going to be Packers at Niners. Those are other 9.5 games or 9.5 point spread. Give me the Pack. 9.5.
That's what I took.
You're giving me 9.5 points.
That's
man.
what I took. I took the pack and 9.5.
Well, here, let's put it this way. It's kind of similar like in baseball too, where you give these teams not time to play. And I guarantee you the Niners were prepping for Dallas and didn't start. Even though that quote's funny and everything, I still know that Green Bay is going to overcome a 9.5 point spread. It's big. It's a big spread.
It's a big spread.
Give me that 9.5 points.
It's a big spread. That's why I kind of took it. And I know you're like, oh, you always take the big spread. Well, I'm going with my pack too.
Well, yeah, no, you're nothing wrong with it. They look good, and they have a lot of. The only thing I'm concerned about here is they could have the lid down.
That's
they're riding high after the last one, and it's like, oh,
that's why I'm taking the 9.5 points and not just going money line right out the gate.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go money line with the pack on this week.
No,
I wouldn't.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
So that's it. I think this, though, if the Packers play defense like they did against Dak, if the Packers can execute on offense at a reasonable level, they're not going to be as wide open as they were against Dallas.
I don't think it'll be like that.
But I could see them battling in a very similar matchup to the Lions and Rams last week. I think you'll see a game very similar to this. What did we say the over-under in this game? Over-under is 50.5. Holy shit.
I took the over.
You took the over? Yeah. You think it's a shootout?
In this one, I took the over.
Oof. That was tough.
I put two parlays together this week. I picked all the games, and then I picked all the over and under.
Okay, fair.
We'll see how it turns out.
All right, so we're on that train. Go, Pack, go.
Yep.
Sunday. Bucks at Lions. Lions are only a 6.5 points favorite here. I know the Buccaneers defense looked great, but let's be real. The Eagles offense is shit. So give me the Lions at 6.5 points at home. Energy. I mean, they got back-to-back home games in the playoffs. Playoffs?
This is what's been driving me crazy.
Which is very funny because that is relevant for Lions fans.
I've had this has been a very odd year for me because I am a Packers fan.
I know, and you love the Lions in fantasy football.
I have been all over the Lions all year. If you remember correctly, I picked them to win the division. I picked the Pack to finish second, which they did. Next week we're going through and see where all our results came in. I totally forgot, but I do remember this. You absolutely said it. And I mean, I picked Detroit to win. Yeah.
So I do remember that.
And it kills me that that I've been this way about Detroit, but
well, of course they're a rival.
Yeah, but they're making
that's like me picking the Giants to fucking win.
Yeah, you're so anti your own division.
I hate my division. No, well, I mean, I don't even draft any of their players in fantasy football.
For me, I'm more of a realist about things.
Obviously. Yeah, I would never have your team. No, not happen. Not with all my division. I've never cheered for those guys.
It's not that I'm cheering. It's just like that's what I felt. That's what I thought. But I'm with you on
this. You
failed. Like I said, I'm with you all day long. I'm taking the Lions minus 6.5.
Yeah, over under on this one's 49.5.
I took the under.
Yeah, that's not a bad move. It's not, because the way the Buccaneers defense looked last week. I'm not saying they're great, because the Eagles' offense is not. Actually, the Eagles' offense probably looked like the fucking Panthers in the last few weeks. So, yeah, I think now that you're going to play an offense that can't execute, you can't just rush every time.
That is correct.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit different. Yeah, guys that actually throw the ball in the middle of the field instead of just playing the sides.
That is it. I just think the Lions.
I got to get off this horse.
I just think the Lions have. I think Tampa's luck has run out.
Oh yeah, man, they're lucky to be here. We already talked about this shit.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be here. honestly, if you went by the records, I mean, divisions. If the divisions didn't matter, the Bucks ain't in the playoffs.
Well, dude, you and I talked about it. Like, that division was going to be won by a team that if they were above 500, they were going to be 9-8.
They're still in the divisional round. Thanks, Philly. Thank you for making me look so glorious right now. I am so happy to be a fan in this moment.
Me too. I am loving it because I was dead set that my team wasn't going to be very good this year.
Yeah, and look, it turned opposite. Your team is good. Mine sucks. I mean, we both made the playoffs, but we only made the playoffs because, I don't know, some bullshit happened. Anyways.
Dude, you won what, 11 games?
Yeah, but we were 10-1 at one point. Just so you know. We were 10-1 and we finished 11-6. That's awful.
You went 1-5. 1-7 in the counting the playoff game.
1-6.
1-6
in the last 7 games.
Well, then
we won the Giants game and lost all the other ones. One of the 2 Giants games.
All right. Well, then you went. No, I'm saying
1-6.
you went 1-7 counting the playoff game.
No, we went 1-6 including the playoff game. We were 11-6 at the end of the year.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Yep. Because we lost that early one to the Jets.
Yep.
That should have been an indication that we were fucked. But you know what?
I still don't know how you lost that one. You guys lost the fucking Zach Wilson, for Christ's sakes.
Hey, man, quit rubbing salt in the wound, okay?
How's Robert Saleh not up for Coach of the Year?
They
won like 7 games.
Jet's going to jet, buddy. Jet's going to jet.
You know what I mean?
All right, let's move forward.
All right, last game.
The best game of the weekend, in our opinion.
It should be the best game.
I think it should be the most competitive, the closest one. Wouldn't surprise me if one team just dogged the other one, but most likely it's going to be close because these two have a little rivalry going over the last few years, and Buffalo wants to get over that hump, and this is their opportunity. This is the first time they get a home game against Kansas City. Am I right? I think
it
so.
Is.
Yeah,
it is.
And they get the home game against Kansas City. They are playing in. I mean, I don't think the weather's going to be a difference because we saw what happened with Kansas City last week, and they're ready.
It's the same. It's the same.
A 2.5 point spread. Buffalo. Give me Buffalo 2.5.
I did
because
that's what I took too.
I agree because let's be real. Kansas City can't catch. They can't catch fucking shit, man.
No, even Travis Kelce, who's probably their most
drops amongst the team.
Yeah, he has the most drops, but at the same time, he has the most targets from them too.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, percentage wise, probably not. You know.
Yeah.
But both teams finished 11-6, and the Bills were sky high, and Kansas City was. They were struggling there towards the end. I don't know, man. It's just like a Kelce curse or something. Both of them were on the struggle bus, not nearly the same as my Birds were, but the Chiefs did correct a lot of shit last week. But, I mean, that's just adverse conditions and everything like that. I don't know. This one's hard to gauge. I'm going to take Buffalo. I think Buffalo gets over the hump. Buffalo's going to go and give the Ravens the best they can in the next round. So, but they'll go on the road in Baltimore. Yeah, I can't wait to see the Bills and Ravens. That would be fun. That will be so fun.
So right now, we're both on the Buffalo bus.
Yep.
We're both on the Lion bus.
Yep. Both on the Pack.
We're both on the Pack.
Well, I mean, I think the
Niners are going to win. And the point.
Pack
we both
points,
think. I mean, I'm a Pack fan. I want them to win.
Yeah,
but
I got Texans covered.
I think the
Texans are covered.
Yeah, where I'm the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you one question. With what's out there, what's left? Give me a Super Bowl prediction.
Man, I really want the Packers to win this weekend because nothing would be better than seeing like the Bills and Lions, right? Like 2 teams that have never won.
I'd be okay with that.
Bills and Lions.
I'd be okay with that.
I'm rooting for that. I don't know if that's necessarily what's going to happen.
But Bills, as a Packers fan, Lions. It would suck for me. But
well, yeah, Bills Lions, Bills Lions. That's what I want. That's what I want. I'm gonna pray for that, and it could certainly happen.
It could.
Give me Bills Lions. Although I really think it's going to end up, and I think you're going to get some playoff Lamar show up. So give me. I think. All right. Heart wants Bills Lions. Head thinks Bills Ravens. Or not, Bills Niners. Sorry.
I get that.
Yeah.
I like what Buffalo's been doing.
Yeah, I think Buffalo's
I think Buffalo's on a heater.
Yeah, I think Buffalo's going to win the Super Bowl.
So I'm going Buffalo.
Josh Allen MVP, all this. Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. They talk about Josh Allen turns the ball over. But if you look at
we looked at it in the last 6 weeks, the man's not turning the football over now.
Well, it's not even turning the football over. If you look at his career, he's always kind of turned the ball over.
Brett Favre-esque.
Yeah. But at the same time, look at the touchdowns he's accounted for.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take, if I'm an NFL owner, I would take that.
Yeah.
But I'm a gunslinger mentality again. It goes back to the Brett Favre days for me.
Yeah, so you love you some Brett Favre. I get it.
I do. I'm cool with the gunslingers.
Taking pictures of his junk and sending it to younger chicks. Yeah.
Good on him. That's a way better news story than ripping off the Mississippi welfare system.
Yeah, he did.
Which, I hadn't heard anything about that lately. So
I think that kind of got brushed under the rug.
He's like, I don't know wwhat's going on with that.
He held a bunch of money. He was like, here, I'll just give it back.
I'm not trying to get any lawsuits or anything by mentioning it.
Of course. All right, man. I think that's going to wrap it up. I know we only covered NFL today, but it's playoff season.
It is.
So let's cover what's most important right now. We're about to go finish off some other beers and maybe do a shot and then head call an Uber.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, let's Uber down to PNC and let's bust some Red Wings balls.
Yeah. Go Canes.
Yeah, go Canes, man. Go Canes. Get that W today. But before they get that W, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow to all of Just a Bit Outside's podcast, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
yep,
YouTube,
yep,
Twitch.
Yep.
Oh, and I think I know what it is. It's youtube.com/Jabo the Pod, Jabo the Pod. Same thing as twitch.tv/Jabo the Pod. Jabo the Pod again.
Yep.
Just to remind everybody, that was a different shady game.
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, another snow game showed up on the TV.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, follow us and like, subscribe, interact on the Facebook page or the Instagrams. Like all the posts and everything we got. Sorry we didn't have a live stream. I fucked up and left the laptop at the house, so no live stream for us today. But this will probably be live tomorrow afternoon. I guess I'll get home and do all this stuff.
Yep.
Until then, man, cheers. Let's chug the rest of these IPAs that we have poured. Yeah.
Go Canes, Ferda.
Ferda for the boys.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.